Yeah, we living in a world where the rules don't apply. They say we gotta follow, but we ready to fly. System got us boxed in, trying to keep us small. But we rise like the phoenix, we ain't scared to brawl. They feeding us lies, but we see through the smoke. We're the voice of the people, we're ready to provoke. They want us to divide, but we're stronger as one. Breaking chains, taking names, yeah, we getting it done. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. Fist in the air, yeah, we taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. In the world of division, they showed us how to share. But the weight of our sorrows, they never taught us to bear. We split our joys and laughter, but the pain remained untold. A burden we carry alone, a story left untold. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. We learned to divide our dreams and multiply our fears. But the ache in our hearts only grew with passing years. They gave us all the answers. It's a pop to heal. The scars that run so deep, wounds that time can't seal. Yeah, they taught us how to share, but only the good. Smiles and laughter like we understood. But deep down inside, there's a storm we hide. Pain in our hearts, we're just trying to ride. Put on a mask, yeah, we play the part. But nobody sees the cracks in our hearts. We share our dreams, the highs and the lows. But when it comes to hurt, we just close the doors. We share the fun times, deflect the pain. Laughing in the sunshine, dancing in the rain. But the shadows linger, they creep and they crawl. Breaking us down, but we don't share at all. We got hate in our hearts, but we keep concealed. Taught to share the joy, but wounds, they stay unhealed. They say love was easy to divide, but the heartache never subsides. We tried to split everything into two, but the pain lingers strongly true. Shared our dreams, divided our fears, but the sorrow remained through the years. No matter how we tried to let go, the weight of our suffering continued to grow. Now we're apart trying to heal, but some wounds are too deep to conceal. They said splitting up will set us free, yet the pain lingers in you and me. In a world where rules are set in stone, the system's grip tightens, we're not alone. Bound by chains of majestic greed. Against the odds, we fight to be free. Mighty forces try to keep us down, but our spirits rise, refusing to drown. Defying norms, breaking through the mold. In this battle of wills, our story is told. As the clash continues day by day, we stand united, come what may. For in this world where the rules don't apply, our strength and unity will never die. They try to silence our dreams, but we're loud and clear. With every step forward, conquering fear. They can't hold us back. We're the fire and the flame in this battle for freedom. We're all in the game. They say it's just a game, but we're playing for keeps. With the strength of the many, we're shattering their leaps. No more puppets on strings, we're cutting the ties. With our eyes on prize, we're reaching for the skies. So let's stand together, let's break down the walls. In this fight for our future, we'll answer the calls. From the ashes we'll rise like a storm. Riders ignite, it's us versus the system, and we're ready to fight. They building walls, but we're digging tunnels. With every step we take, we're shaking the bundles. From the streets to the courts, we're raising our voice. In a world full of noise, we're making the choice. They want to keep us blind, but we see the light. Knowledge is power, and we're ready to fight. From the corners of the city to the halls of the state, where the heartbeat of the struggle can't afford to wait. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. It's in the air, yeah, we're taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. They taught us to split everything, but not the heavy pain. It lingers in the shadows, a darkness we can't explain. We're left with shattered pieces, trying to mend what's lost. They taught us how to split everything, but not the heavy cost. Now we stand here broken, searching for some light, hoping for a way out of this never-ending night. But through it all, we find strength in each other's embrace. Together we'll face tomorrow and find solace in this space. They say don't bring the drama, keep it all light. But every night I'm fighting these demons in sight. Whispers in my mind, yeah, they echo and they shout. While I'm smiling on the surface, I'm breaking without. We're sharing the laughter, but what's underneath? A battlefield of sorrow, a war with no peace. We're warriors in silence, but nobody knows how the pain that we carry just grows and it grows. In a world of lessons learned, they taught us how to stand and burn. But the scars we hide deep inside are the ones that never subside. We followed all the rules they made, but the emptiness never fades. Their wounds like knives, cutting through, leaving wounds that always grew. They painted pictures of success, but couldn't fix what's left a mess. Now we're left to bear the strain of the pain that lingers, never wanes. It's us versus the system, we're breaking the mold. It's in the air, yeah, we taking control. No more silence, no more fear. Together we rise, let them know we're here. Riders ignite. So remember this moment, remember this face, remember this sound. We're the voice of the future, and we won't back down. In the face of oppression, we'll stand up tall. It's us versus the system.
Developing overnight. Sources tell Action News that initial DNA tests of human remains found over the weekend connect them to missing Philadelphia woman Kada Scott. District Attorney Larry Krasner plans to talk more about the case today. The remains were buried in a shallow grave behind a vacant school in the city's Germantown section over the weekend, while the last person to contact the 23-year-old remains in jail this morning. Action News reporter Catherine Scott is live at the DA's office in Center City with what we know so far and what we hope to learn during this news conference. Catherine.
That's right, Matt. Sources say that the remains appear to be hers. At this point, we don't know the cause of death, but word came in overnight that the district attorney will be here today to announce the next steps in the prosecution of Keon King, who's already in custody in connection to this case. A memorial is growing outside this vacant school in Germantown, behind which a shallow grave containing human remains was discovered on Saturday. 2 weeks after 23-year-old Kada Scott disappeared while working her overnight shift at a senior living community in Chestnut Hill. Law enforcement sources now confirm the DNA testing indicates the remains are those of Kada Scott.
Apparently, whoever did know about it, I mean, you know, they either been back here or they know somebody involved with it, but it's kind of disappointing that, you know, they waited this long to say something about it.
21-year-old Keon King was charged last week for kidnapping and strangulation in this case, and in a separate case from earlier this year that had been initially dropped when the witness did not appear in court. Last week, law enforcement had searched the grounds near the school and found physical evidence, including Scott's phone case. They scoured nearby Albury Arboretum the week prior. Then over the weekend, First Deputy Police Commissioner John Stanford said a very specific anonymous tip came in and officers returned to the area behind the school around 10 a.m. on Saturday.
We began to go back into that area where we would locate a shallow grave after being able to remove some of the debris back there. We have to do everything in our power to ensure that we bring justice for this family and some level of closure.
Sources say police also recovered relevant surveillance footage from a nearby recreation center. Of course, we'll be covering this press conference today at the district attorney's office, and we'll let you know what happens. That takes place at 11. We are live in Center City. Catherine Scott, Channel 6 Action News.
It's just such a sad and tragic ending to the search for Kada. Not the ending that anybody wanted to see. Catherine, thank you for the update.
Hey, what up, everybody? I hope all of y'all is having a blessed and humble night. Continue to have a blessed and humble evening, man. Listen, this y'all shorty Racheal. Let me welcome all of y'all to the Writers for Life. Brings you the Let's Talk About It podcast. All right, and today, listen, we're gonna be talking about Kada Scott again. All right, what really happened to Kada Scott? All right, she ain't just disappeared. What she targeted? All right, so I'm gonna get right into it. All right, so y'all, let's stop playing around and talk about it. What really happened to Kada Scott? We've been circling this case for a minute, confused, frustrated, and fed half truths. But today we're pulling receipts. All right, we're looking at Keon, the people around Kada, and the moves that don't add up at all. All right, this wasn't just a tragedy. It's starting to look like a setup. All right, and if that's true, then somebody knew, somebody watched it unfold. So we're done being lost. We're done being quiet. Let's break this down and find out who really had their hands in it. All right. So let's rewind this case real quick. All right. Because the math ain't mathing. Kada Scott was supposed to do a full night shift, right? But she dipped out halfway through right? Went outside on a break and never came back. That's not just suspicious, it's surgical. All right. Now, looking back, right? Her aunt said that somebody was hating and bothering on her niece. Could that be the same girl who popped up on TikTok talking slick and she knew Kada? Because if you knew her, why you only speaking now? All right. Her father said someone was harassing Kada on the phone. And let's be real, that sounds like Keon. And if that's true, then this wasn't random. All right. This was pressure. This was targeting. So here's the real question. Why would they want to set up Kada, a young woman with everything going for her? All right, beauty, brains, ambition, and a future. What did she threaten? What truth was she living that made her a target? All right, we're not just asking what happened. We're asking who made it happen and why. All right. So before we get into the next video, let me give a loud shout out to, the Philly community, because they did the work. They found Kada, not the police, not the system. All right, the people. And I said it before, and I'll say it again. The cops were slacking. How you search a spot, come up empty, and then the community pulls up and finds her in the same damn place? That's not oversight. All right, that's neglect. Now they want to spin it like they did the work. Please, man, yo, that's disrespect. That's performative. And here's the part that cuts deep. If any of us women go missing, this shows you exactly what we're up against, all right? We can't count on the system to care, all right? We got to count on each other. It's time to unite, time to organize, time to make sure that when one of us go missing, none of us go silent. So let's get, into this, case real quick, all right? Let's get into this video. And let's hear a little bit more about the Kada Scott situation. All right, this is going to be another news article right here, and then we're going to get into the neighbor that knew about Kada. This right here, the next video that we play after this video that I'm going to play is showing somebody that said they knew Kada. They got on TikTok, and shout out to Ratchet TV. All right, like the his journalist, for uploading this video, because like I tell y'all, man, listen, I don't got the time to really surf these apps like that. All right, like I got videos on TikTok still saved that I haven't reviewed and reacted to. All right, so when I do get the chance, right, I react to them, but I haven't been able to really, get all the videos of that. I've only been able to watch news articles, read news clips and stuff like that. I mean, watch news clips and read news articles. All right, I said that John all backwards. All right, but shit, y'all used to me already. So basically, right, other people have been through social media gathering these videos and stuff like that. All right, so we got a few videos we're gonna react to today. Mostly it's gonna be news and stuff like that. But hey, that video with the neighbor that said they knew Kada, that right there, that got me like, was she set up? But let's get on to this video real quick. All right, let's see what they gotta say.
Right now at 11, we are expecting to learn more information.
And I think this
about
is the conference, if I'm not mistaken.
Kada Scott. Thanks for joining us this morning. I'm Erin Coleman. Scott vanished
this part of
17 days ago.
All right, so this is part of the conference. My bad, I didn't mean to overtalk the news lady.
From her job in Chestnut Hill, two police sources confirming to our NBC 10 investigators that human remains found over the weekend belong to her. Right now, we do not know how she died. We do not know who is responsible, though police have arrested one person for kidnapping her. Philadelphia District Attorney Larry Krasner, he just stepped up to the podium to talk about this case. Let's listen in.
Which we focus on two different things. One of them being gun violence data, and another being a related special topic. That is not what we're doing today. This press conference is yielding to the needs and the wishes and the priorities of the family of Kada Scott. In the process of addressing those needs, we will be announcing that there are new charges being brought against Keon King. We'll get into the details, but the bottom line is a second case has already been approved, and we expect there to be a new arrest today, in all likelihood, of Keon King when he is brought in from the jail. The arrest will be for burning of a car, arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, several other charges. And we'll get into the details of that in a moment. But more than anything, as I said, this is a press conference that
He gonna get into the details into that in a moment, right? Now they out here flexing like they did something. Like if it wasn't the community who put that work in, why wasn't this monster been put up? With all the evidence that they had on him, yo, chill out for a sec. With all the evidence that they had on him, why is this monster still walking these streets?
I hope will in some way address some of the needs and wishes of the family. At this time, I'd like to identify some of the good people who are here. We have with us Philadelphia City Council member Anthony Phillips from the 9th Council District, who has been extremely heavily involved in addressing the family's needs, as have other city officials, but extremely heavily involved, including in a meeting with the family where I was also present. He will be talking about the efforts that his office is making specifically to address the family's needs when he speaks later during this conference. We have First Assistant DA Robert Listenby here, ADA Ashley Tizlowski of the DAO's Homicide Non-Fatal Shooting Unit, who is handling this matter in close communication with me and others, but is handling this matter. We'll be addressing some of the new developments in the case. ADA Bob Wainwright, who is her chief, the chief of the DAO's Homicide Non-Fatal Shooting Unit, is present. Mariel Dela Cruz, who is the director of the DAO's Victim Services Unit, is here. Donna Wood, who is director of DAO's Relocation Unit, is here. We have Tania Leonard with us today, who is the director of the DAO's CARES Unit. And we have Marcus Allen. Mr. Allen is the cousin of Kada Scott on the mother's side, and he is present here on behalf of the family of Kada Scott. While he will not be reading it, he will be standing with us.
Oh, come on, man. Stop nagging on me.
From the mother and father of Kada Scott.
All right, I'm going to use my phone. I'm going to text from my phone from now on. Stop lagging.
That statement will also be put up on the screen so that you will have the text of it. Over the last several weeks, Mayor Sherelle Parker, the Philadelphia Police Department, the Philadelphia DA's office, elected local officials as well as faith leaders and community leaders have been showing acts of kindness, support, advocacy, prayer for Kada Scott's family. Yesterday, I had the chance to visit Kada Scott's mother, father, sister, uncle, and cousins, along with Philadelphia City Council member Anthony Phillips and some other members of our team, to speak to them, to listen to and to access their current needs, to explore how the DAO can assist them and walk with them through this horrific and difficult journey, to express our condolences to them in person, and to offer resources through our external engagement operations, which include our Victim Services Unit and our CARES Unit. We also were there to provide the most recent update on the investigation, to answer their questions about the prosecutorial process, its details, its timing, and what they, as a family, can expect next in the criminal justice process. It was very important to me for them to get some details about the case, which is developing almost hourly.
My camera's on.
From us, and not just from the media. And that is no disrespect to the media, but it's hard for a family to read and learn things about a loved one for the first time on a television screen or on social media or by reading an article. So we wanted to make sure that we conveyed to them as early as possible, as much as possible, so that they would have the information that they wanted and that they needed. During the sit down with the family, we made a commitment that today's press conference would be all about their daughter. And therefore, as I've already mentioned, there are certain things that we want to cover today. We want to cover a statement that is to be read and released to the media on behalf of the family specifically.
Yes. Big shout out to the beautiful Selena that's in the building, guys. Make sure y'all go check her out. Great conversations, great topics, and she does some of the greatest interviews here on YouTube. But that's a fact, Selena, man. She was a pretty young lady, right? And like I keep saying, man, like the police department slacked. All right, I'm not gonna sit here and lie. It's like they didn't want to do their job. All right, it's like the officers that were sitting here searching for her were just doing it because they was told to do it. And like this is why I tell people to check out the story that happened a little while back. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was in 2004 or 2014, something like that. I think it was 2014, if I'm not mistaken. Carlisa, I was just speaking about it. I was comparing the two cases. Carlisa Ganther, they even made a movie on her on Tubi called Abducted on the Sidewalk. And these two cases are kind of similar. And that's what I'm saying. Like, we need to bring more awareness to this. You see where I'm coming from? What if it was, an auntie, a sister that we love? What if it was one of us? You see where I'm coming from? And the way the police department was working on this case just shows us, all right, what us women are dealing with if it was one of us, all right, in this young lady's shoes. It would take the community to come together, all right, to find one. And it's crazy because with all the tips and all this stuff, man, it took still for the community to find her. I feel as though that the police department had the same type of tips that the community had, and they didn't do their job the right way. All right, and this only happens right when it comes to women of brown and black complexion. It's fucked up. I don't know. I don't want to say it like that, but unfortunately, it's the truth. Like my whole vibe goes down because it's like it's the reality. Like it's fucked up. So what like bull I'm gonna talk about the policies later on. Like I'm gonna talk about the policies when it comes trying to change the policies on these type of cases because these policies are outdated. Something has to get done, but it's gonna take us, the community. Listen, before I press play, I want to put this out in the air. All right, us women united. Bull. If alone we got so much power in our hands and we don't even know about it. All right, don't let this go over your heads, but it's some real shit, man. We got so much power in the palm of my hand. I mean, in my hands, in our hands, right? And I say my hand like that because I'm so used to talking to my daughter, and like this is an audience. I keep forgetting I'm talking to a screen. All right, as women, we got so much power in the palm of our hands, and we don't even know it. You know how much stuff we could do and actually accomplish. You know how much shit we can get away with and don't even know it. But that's a topic for another day. All right, because it's crazy right now. The way I'm saying it's gonna sound like, "Hey, Ray, what is you talking about? What does that have to do with this?" Well, what that has to do with this is that if enough of us came together, we could change those policies. But back on topic. Back on topic. This is crazy.
Specifically written and approved by the mother and father of Kada Scott. We want to cover some recent developments within the investigation and prosecution of Keon King. We want to continue our request for the community's assistance, tips, and information that would help the investigation and strengthen the prosecution against defendant Keon King. Let's understand the community has already done tremendous work in aiding progress with this investigation. We are simply asking for more. And we also want to convey the upcoming effort to support the family of Kada Scott, led by City Council member Anthony Phillips of the 9th Council District, including the use of his office for that purpose, and we will let him speak about that. I'd like to start with the family's statement. Tania Leonard, who is the director of the DAO's CARES unit, and Mariel Dela Cruz, Jessica Serrano, victim witness coordinator, will stand with Tania, is going to read that statement on behalf of the family. Standing with them, of course, will be Mr. Marcus Allen. Although he will not be speaking today, he will be here at their request and as their presence in this moment. You should know that Tania, who was present when Councilmember Phillips and I spoke to the family, will be working collaboratively with them and with our internal and external victim advocates to prioritize critical, necessary services to support the family and communities that are impacted by this horrific killing. Tania Leonard, and friends.
Good morning. I'm Tania Leonard, the Director of Crisis Assistance, Response, and Engagement Unit here at the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office. And on behalf of the CARES Unit, I want to begin by extending our deepest care and support to the family of Kada Scott during this unimaginable, difficult time. CARES was created to stand with families who have experienced this type of tragedy and to walk beside them, help them access the support they need, and ensure they are not alone in days and weeks ahead. Yesterday evening, members of our team met with the mother and father of Kada Scott at their home alongside the district attorney to offer our continued presence, resources, and support as they navigate this profound loss. At this time, with the family's permission, we'll share a statement prepared by Kada's mother and father.
Before she gets to the statement, right, I want y'all to know there is a lot of programs out here that will help with families, you know, that have been through some type of trauma. Last one, all right, I was just speaking to a few of these programs just the other day, right, when I was speaking to one of the board members, all right, on, you know, when they was giving me more advice on how to get my community center out, you know, up and running and stuff like that. What can I do to get there, right? But in the process, we were talking about a lot of things. The services that she's got is one of them. Then you got another community out here, right? I got a few packets, right, called Concilio, right? Serving the community since 1962. So, you know, this is another service that has been out there, all right, for a while. And they help with these type of situations, right? Are you a survivor, a victim, you know, someone who's been affected by a crime, all right? So there is a lot of programs out there. We just don't know about them, all right? And you just have to find which one best fits you, all right?
As we stand in solidarity with the family as a unit, as victim advocates, and as an office during this journey of grief and healing. Today,
Come on.
we'll say her name. Tomorrow, we'll say her name. And forever, we will say her name. It is with profound sadness that we share the tragic passing of our beloved daughter, Kada Scott. We kindly ask for space and privacy at this time as we process the heartbreaking events of the past few weeks. Our hearts are shattered, yet we are deeply grateful for the outpouring of love, support, and prayers from people across the nation and around the world. Please continue to keep us in prayer as we navigate this unimaginable loss. Our hearts are broken beyond measure. We are profoundly thankful to every person who shared Kada's story, joined the search efforts, prayed with us, and stood by our family during this devastating time. Your compassion, love, and strength have carried us when we could not carry ourselves. Kada was deeply loved. Her light, kindness, and beautiful spirit will forever remain in our hearts. We also wish to extend our heartfelt gratitude to Mayor Sherelle Parker, the Philadelphia Police Department, all first responders, local volunteers, community organizations, and media outlets, as well as everyone who worked tirelessly to help find our daughter. Although the outcome is one no parent should ever have to face, we remain thankful for the unity, leadership, and love that surrounded us through it all. As we continue to grieve, our family now seeks justice for Kada. We place our full trust in the Philadelphia Police Department and the Philadelphia District Attorney's Office to ensure that the truth is revealed and that those responsible are held accountable to the fullest extent of the law. Please honor Kada's memory by showing kindness and care to one another, just as she did every day of her life. With love, strength, and gratitude, the family of Kada Scott.
Thank you, Tania Leonard. Ashley Kozlowski will be, at this time, lead counsel in the prosecution of Keon King and has been working tirelessly on every aspect of the case, including obtaining a warrant that contains additional charges. Those charges include arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, unauthorized use of an automobile, receiving stolen property, reckless endangerment of another person, tampering with evidence. We are not done, but this is a significant development in the prosecution itself, and obviously there have been other developments already reported over the weekend in the case. It is my pleasure to call forward Ashley Tuzlowski, who does about as good a job as anyone I've ever seen.
She ain't go on a date with that guy. Wait a minute. That's what he said? My bad. I was over here trying to research something about this case. I was just letting this John play. Hold on. Let me go back a little bit. She didn't go on a date. She was already going on a date with somebody else, right? And I think on one of these videos is going to show, I'm not sure which one, the bull that killed her seems to be the one that was stalking her. She was planning on going on a date with somebody else. Somebody else she was talking to, I guess, or But it's gonna come up. I'm not sure if it's gonna be here. Or I don't think it's gonna be on here. It's gonna be on one of them other videos I'm gonna react to. But I think I know. I think I know what you're talking about because there was a few rumors about that. But no. She ain't going on a date. That was a big confusion in the beginning too. Like this case is deep. It's crazy, and that's why as women we got to be careful. All right. My biggest advice to women is if you don't have a license to carry, a permit to carry, right? At least go, carry some pepper spray, something, in your person, so that when situations happen, you're able at least to fight back. So a pepper spray, what you call them, Jones, a taser, right? Like, or go get your license to carry. You see where I'm coming from? Like, listen, I've had conversations with a lot of women, and it's crazy, right? That they prefer, how can I say, their little paperwork to carry their marijuana. Like in a lot of places that's legal. You should be worrying more about these motherfuckers out here, especially when you work late at night, yo, because she was a nurse. She was a health aide, all right, in the elderly facility, all right, the same as Carlissa, the girl that we was talking about the last time when we was comparing these two cases, right? She was a nurse, a nurse's assistant at a hospital, all right, and both these young ladies, have to come out late at night. And late at night is when the goblins come out to play, when the demons come out to play. That's when, it's a whole nother world at nighttime. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. Like I didn't believe it. My baby pops had to show me. I was like, man, you bullshit. And he's like, no, man. He's like, for real, it's a whole nother world at nighttime. And then when he took me for a ride throughout Philadelphia and certain places of Philadelphia, I was like, oh shit. Like, so yeah, it's a whole nother world at nighttime. And I feel as though, all right, and this is not to bash women, all right, this is just advice. I feel as though either we should be accompanied as women, all right, or we should be protected with something as women. Because these men out here, listen, unless we've had practice, you see where I'm coming from, on some type of taekwondo, martial arts, boxing, or something like that, and you're real good at it. But even with that, some of these men have, some of these men carry weapons with them. All right. Some of these men are see enough. All right. Let me go to PUSSY enough to sit here and hold on one second and try to hit a female with a weapon. So, man, I pray for all the women that gotta work at nighttime, all right, and they gotta, be by themselves. And what I mean be by themselves is that they gotta drive alone or they gotta walk alone. It's worse for the ones that gotta walk alone, all right. They either gotta wait for a ride or they gotta catch the bus, or some just walk. So those have it even worse, all right. Kada had a damn car. That's why it's so suspicious. Why would she leave her car behind? All right. Why would she leave work and get in the car and just leave? All right. We're going to get into a video in a minute. All right. After this video, where you got this neighbor that used to be Kada's neighbor. All right, she came on TikTok, and I feel as though like she just snitched on herself. All right, this young lady was set up, and I think that the hate was real. The auntie, like I said earlier when I started this live, the auntie said that there was somebody that was really hating on her niece. You see, like the hate was really real. Somebody that was really jealous of her niece. Could that girl, that ex neighbor, have been the person that was hating on Kada Scott? Because Kada Scott had everything going for her. All right, she was a health aide, getting paid good at an elderly facility. All right, she had her own little side business going. All right, she was an influencer. She was becoming an influencer on social media. All right, and she had a few other skills going for her. All right, so the hate, I feel as though somebody wanted to be her, and since they couldn't be her, they found a way to take her out. When you listen to this girl's story, you're gonna understand why I am saying what I just said now. All right, when we get to that video, what I just said is gonna run in the back of your head. Watch.
Will be, at this time, lead counsel in the prosecution of Keon King and has been working tirelessly on every aspect of the case, including obtaining a warrant that contains additional charges. Those charges include arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, unauthorized use of an automobile, receiving stolen property, reckless endangerment of another person, tampering with evidence. We are not done, but this is a significant development in the prosecution itself, and obviously there have been other developments already reported over the weekend in the case. It is my pleasure to call forward Ashley Tuslowski, who does about as good a job as anyone I've ever seen.
You ain't wrong. Who's that? Shout out to James Williams. I appreciate the comment. He says, sis, that shit goes both ways in the country. Remember, we came up from slavery. This day and time is psychological behaviors and the conditions of propaganda and propagandas as is of now. Facts. I agree with you.
Thank you. As of last night, our office approved charges, as the DA just said, of arson, causing catastrophe, conspiracy, unauthorized use of an automobile, tampering with evidence, recklessly endangering another person, and receipt of stolen property. Those charges are in reference to the burning of a vehicle. That vehicle is a 2008 black Hyundai Accent. That vehicle first entered our radar last week. Investigators received a tip that there was a vehicle burning and that vehicle had some connection to this case. At the time last week, when investigators went to the location where the vehicle was burned, that vehicle was no longer there. It had already been towed, compacted, and was in a junkyard. This weekend, we recovered additional evidence, including video evidence that confirms that this vehicle, we believe, is the vehicle that Mr. Keon King used to move Ms. Scott. We recovered video out from near the Ada Lewis Middle School, where our search and the investigator search has been focused. There's a rec center directly next to that school. Video evidence was recovered from that rec center, and we are now able to say that this Hyundai Accent was on location at all of the times we're looking at all of the pertinent points in the investigation.
Y'all been had that video. Man, listen, yo, I swear to God, yo, all this technology and y'all telling me it never works when a black or brown woman goes missing. But now, out of nowhere, on some Houdini type shit, alakazam, y'all got evidence. Y'all got proof. Bloop, it just popped. And y'all laugh like, bloop, out of nowhere. On some Bewitched type shit. Come on.
Investigation. That vehicle was stolen on October 3rd from the area of 6600 Sprague Street. We believe that vehicle is the vehicle that was used in this case. That vehicle was then on scene at that rec center, which ultimately, as we all know, is where we found Ms. Scott's human remains. Video evidence indicates it was on location. Video evidence then indicates it leaves the location. It is burned on October 7th. It was located at the 2300 block of 74th Avenue. When this new video evidence was uncovered this weekend, investigators from the homicide unit cross-referenced all of this information with the cell phone evidence that we had already gained and we had already been using in terms of the kidnapping case and other charges. What I can share is that the cell phone evidence, the call detail records, and timing advance data as it pertains to Keon King's mobile device.
Bullshit. What is y'all covering up? What I can share, y'all could have been shared with the public what was going on. Because what's crazy is the same clues y'all got is the same clues the public got. But yet the public found her body in the same goddamn location that the damn Philadelphia police officers were searching in. How they searching that place? Only found the phone keys and the keys. In the beginning, y'all didn't have no video evidence, but now, ooh, this weekend, y'all went through all this video evidence, and now y'all could prove it was him. Why did it take for this to happen? For y'all to find this body in that area where the recreation center is at, where the school is at, for y'all to clean up that area? Why did that area look like a safari before? Was it that y'all had the video, but y'all couldn't determine what was going on there in that location because of how the area was looking? Oh, I don't know. Listen. Right now, these are just theories and just, random thoughts coming out my head because of the shit y'all saying. All right? And we got some good politicians out here. It's just some of these politicians, bull. You know what? They act like the public can't see this. Like we're stupid. Like we don't see through the smoke.
Device puts him at all of the locations that we're talking about. It's on scene when the Hyundai Accent is there at the recreation center. It is on scene when the vehicle is burned. Based on that, last night I approved those charges. And as the DA said, we should have more information in terms of bail and a preliminary hearing date, hopefully this afternoon or certainly by tomorrow.
It's your wild.
Thank you, Ashley. Appreciate those details. Just a reminder to those in the public who have been so helpful, I think you just heard.
For those in the public that have been so helpful, the public found them. What did y'all do? Y'all missed it. For those in the public that have been so helpful, it took a whole community to find her. And they searched in the spot that y'all were searching in. Listen, how y'all search that spot, right? Leave it. Say y'all couldn't find nothing. Then the whole community pops up. They pull up. Like Don Corleone. And boom, they find the body. What was the officers doing? Sitting down like Homer Simpson, sipping on some coffee and donuts? Come on, man. We got Uncle L in the building. Shout out to Uncle L. Blessings, Uncle L. Welcome to Philly, baby.
Ashley Teslowski talking about the fact that this burning automobile was connected to this case in part due to a tip from the public. I'm not kidding when I say that the public has played an enormous role here. I would ask residents of Philadelphia to continue reaching out with tips and information to seek justice for the family of Kada Scott and to allow us to have all the facts so we can justly and vigorously prosecute defendant Keon King and any other people who may have been involved with his activity. Philadelphia Police Department can accept this information at 215-686-TIPS. In other words, 215-686-TIPS. You could also call the DA's office at 215-686-8000, and we will make sure that your information is considered as an aspect of this investigation. It is now my pleasure to introduce Philadelphia City Council member Anthony Phillips of the 9th Council District, who has been on this, along with other city officials, to include Mayor Sherelle Parker, Police Commissioner Kevin Bethel, Council President Kenyatta Johnson, faith leaders, members of the faith community. Councilmember Phillips has been there from the start, and he has more to do. He has more to say about what it is the public can do to further assist this family. We are excited to have the opportunity to support the upcoming efforts of Councilmember Phillips in the mighty 9th Council District. And we are also delighted to continue our collaboration and partnership with him in many other ways as well. Councilmember Phillips.
Good morning. Thank you, District Attorney Krasner, for your efforts to bring this monster to justice. I'm not here to talk about the monster. I'm here to talk about Kada and the family. As District Attorney pointed out just recently, we had the opportunity to meet with the family of Kada. We had, quite a, some private conversation about some things that were really important to the family. And what we determined from that conversation from the family is the kindness and wonderfulness of who Kada was. And after speaking with the family, they told us some things that could be helpful to them. And so myself and our office has decided that we're going to try to support them in their efforts to help them with their needs. But before I begin, I just want to make this announcement. I just want to say that Kada Scott mattered. Her life matters. She was a kind woman. She, as the family has pointed out, Kada was kind. She was kind in how she helped support the elderly at her work. She was kind to her friends. She was kind to her family, her school teachers that she had, high school principals talked about her college administrators and staff and professors have spoken about her. They talked about her contagious joy and smile and wonderfulness. And so we're reminded that, tragedy strikes here in Philadelphia and nothing can cease the pain that this family is going through. But what we can do as a city and what we've been doing for the past several weeks as a city is showing our kindness to this family. Because Kada is someone who could have been our sister, our cousin, just someone that is a friend or family member in our lives. That decency is something that we know throughout our lives, and it could have been anybody, any one of us. So I want you to know that because of that, Philadelphia cares, and because the family has asked for us to show kindness, to leave her legacy of kindness in a way that is shown and demonstrated. Today, our office has the intentions to open up a collection effort starting tomorrow with our office to collect gifts and items for Kada's family. Some of the items the 9th District Office is accepting for the Scott family during this difficult time include self-care items, toiletries, comfort and relaxation products, gift cards such as meal delivery services or general gift cards such as a Visa gift card or other store-related gift cards. For food, non-perishable food items, these gifts are intended for Kada's mother, father, and high school age sister, a young woman. The high school age sister is a young woman who continues to show incredible strength as she strives to prepare for college amid such heartbreak. We want her to know that her entire community stands behind her and cheering her on. So if donations can be dropped off at our office, City Councilmember Anthony Phillips' office on Wadsworth Avenue, located at 1514 Wadsworth Avenue, Philadelphia, PA 19150. Our office is going to be open from 8:30 to 4:30, Tuesday through Friday, starting this week. We're going to have special Saturday hours on Saturday from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. Where people can send their donations, bring their donations as well. If you have any questions, please call our office at 215.
All right. I'm going to pause it right there, all right? Because he's just going to keep, A lot of us already
Hi,
know
my name
that
is Gabby.
if we look into it. So let me pause it right there before we get into the video of the neighbor that claims to be, you know, of the lady who claims to be her neighbor, right? Let's look back, all right? Because this ain't the first time the system fumbled, all right? They had evidence on Keon, enough to put him away. But what did they do? They let him walk. Loopholes, excuses, delay tactics, all right? There's no reason this man should be walking free. None. And yet, here we are watching the same playbook protect predators while survivors get silenced, all right? And gaslighted. So let's talk about these obstacles, policies, all right? I mean, my bad. These Let's talk about these outdated policies, all right? The ones that don't protect women, the ones that fail survivors of sexual abuse, molestation, kidnapping, domestic violence, and every trauma in between. These laws weren't built for us. They weren't, how can I say, they weren't built to heal. They were built to protect power, to protect predators. So how do we change it? We unite, we organize, we amplify every story they tried to bury. We push for for new laws, new leaderships, and new accountability. Because if the system won't protect us, then we become the system. Loud, strategic, and unstoppable. All right, let's talk about the pattern. Because with this case with Kada, all right, it's not isolated. It's damn near identical to what happened to the other girl. All right, Carlisa Ganther, something like that. I know it's Carlisa something. All right, the one who left clues, tried to help the search, all right, and still got failed by the system. In both cases, women were abducted by men with known histories. All right, not rumors, but suspicions, known histories. All right, and what did the system do? Drag its feet, let them walk, protect predators, all right, while survivors were out here leaving breadcrumbs, hoping someone would care. Kata's case was confusing at first, but once the evidence started surfacing, it stopped looking random. It started looking like it's set up, all right? And that's the real problem. The system doesn't just sleep. It shields the wrong side. It's outdated, it's broken, and it's dangerous. So we're not just calling it out. We're demanding change because if the system won't protect women, then we build one that will. Loud, strategic, and united. All right? We have to find a way. So, blessings, blessings. Blessings. All right, bet. Salute, Selena. See you later. Shout out to Selena. Make sure y'all go check her out. All right. Sub up to her channel. Comment in her videos. All right. Like her videos. Hey, listen, man. Let's show some support. She got a great channel over there going. So make sure y'all go show her some love. All right. But I want y'all, we're going to get right into this video right over here real quick. All right. And here's the thing, right? This video we're about to watch. This lady says that she used to be Kata's neighbor, all right? Says Keon asked about Kada, but she didn't think nothing of it. Nah, let's be real, all right? That sounds like hate. That sounds like somebody knew something and chose silence. Why come out now? Why speak after the damage is done? And more importantly, why give Keon Kata's info in the first place? She says Keon was her friend. So she didn't want to get involved, but she did get involved. All right. When she handed him info about Kada, that's not, how can I say, that's not neutral. That's participation. And let's be honest. How is it that that man is your friend and you don't know his history? You don't know the charges, the patterns, the way he moves. This ain't just about one bad decision. It's about accountability. It's about how silence and loyalty to the wrong people get women hurt. So we're done, how can I say, sugarcoating, all right? If you knew something, say it. If you helped, how can I say, if you helped, own it. Because the truth is, Kada deserved protection, not betrayal, all right? Now check this out. Ooh, I just got paid for my game.
And I'm going to be discussing some of the misinformations that are going around in the internet regarding me and the Kada Scott situation. So if you are unaware, Kada Scott is a girl that went missing in Philadelphia on October 4th. So I did know Keon. He was my friend. I met him about 4 or 5 years ago, and he was also the local pharmacist. Now, me and my best friend, we were also mutual friends with Keon. He was our pharmacist. So one day Keon calls me, and keep in mind, I am in school, I am in Maryland, and he will usually just call me, just to check up and talk. So he calls me and he asks me if I know Kada. And I'm like, yeah, I know Kada. And he's like, oh yeah, I noticed that she lives really close to you. I'm like, yeah, she lived right in the back of me. And I'm not thinking nothing of it because he usually calls me and, we just be chatting. He'll call me about the people that be around because he is the pharmacist. I live in the neighborhood and he be in my neighborhood. So we hang up the phone and that was that. We were only on the phone for 29 seconds. So you can see that this is the day that he called me and this was before Kada went missing. And we were only on the phone for 29 seconds. Also, I know that his name says Elliot in my phone. That's just what we call him. So a couple of days after that, my best friend calls me and, we're just talking about life. And I mentioned to her how Keon brought up Kada to me. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh yeah, he was probably trying to flirt with her. He's probably trying to get at her. Mind you, me and my best friend, we know Kada because we grew up with her little sister. Now, we didn't know Kada personally.
All right. So Keon asked her about Kada. She gives him the info, right? So one day he calls her out of the blue. She gives her the info, right? But why, talk to him about it? If she didn't think nothing about it, why, talk to him about it, right? Why give that girl's info? Then she says, who was her friend? Hold on, let's go back. It turns out that her little sister, no, her friend, was they both her friend? Hold on, wait. Let me get the story right. I don't want to.
That this is the day that he called me, and this was before Kada went missing. And we were.
And what's crazy to me too, right? I want y'all to peep this, right? She has him stored under another name. She doesn't have him stored under Keon or Bestie or none of that, right? I mean, or I think the other girl was the bestie. Whatever. Y'all get my whole point, right? She has him stored under another name. Why?
Only on the phone for 29 seconds. Also, I know that his name says Elliot in my phone. That's just what we call him. So a couple of days after that, my best friend calls me and, we're just talking about life. And I mentioned to her how Keon brought up Kada to me. I'm not thinking nothing of it. I'm like, oh yeah, he was probably trying to flirt with her. He's probably trying to get at her. Mind you, me and my best friend, we know Kada because we grew up with her little sister. Now, we didn't know Kada personally because, again, we grew up with her little sister. We were around 12, 11 years old. Kada, she was much older than us, so we didn't really talk to her. So my best friend was like, oh yeah, he probably thought she was cute, and that was that. So right here is the day that I called my best friend and told her that, Keon was trying to get at Kada. This is before she went missing. So a couple days, maybe a week after that, it is reported on October 4th that Kada is missing. So keep in mind, I am in Maryland, so I'm not really into all the Philadelphia news that be going on. So I'm not knowing that Kada is missing until my best friend sends me a text and says that Kada is missing. So this is the day that my best friend tells me that Kada is missing on October 9th. So I'm in my friend's dorm and I call Keon and it's a lot of music and a lot going on in the background. So I go somewhere that's quiet and I tell him, Keon, Kada is missing. That girl, she's missing. So he was like, what? And then after that, the phone just hung up. So here you can see that.
Oh, she don't watch the news. Kada, when she went missing, that shit went. I mean, I noticed a lot of people talking about it everywhere, not just in Philly. There were people from other cities talking about Kada. And you're telling me you didn't see it? Well, wait, because she don't what? She don't watch the news? That's what she said? Hold on 1 second. She said she don't watch the news. Who the hell is D? Oh, D is her friend, I guess.
So a couple days, maybe a week after that, it is reported on October 4th that Kada is missing. So keep in mind, I am in Maryland, so I'm not really into all
You're in
the
Maryland.
Philadelphia news that be going on. So I'm not knowing that Kada is missing until my best.
In Maryland, they don't just talk about Maryland news. All right. The same way that in Philly, they don't just talk about Philly news. All right. We see when the news comes on, they don't just talk about Philly. They talk about what happens in other cities too. All right. So I know damn well you must have seen it, and you're on TikTok. All right. When she went missing, she went viral on TikTok, but you didn't see it. Yo, this chick, I'm telling y'all.
It was reported on October 4th that Kada is missing. So keep in mind, I am in Maryland, so I'm not really into all the Philadelphia news that be going on. So I'm not knowing that Kada is missing until my best friend sends me a text and says that Kada is missing. So this is the day that my best friend tells me that Kada is missing on October 9th. So I'm in my friend's dorm and I call Keon, and it's a lot of music and a lot going on in the background. So I go somewhere that's quiet and I tell him, Keon, Kada is missing. Like, that girl, she's missing. So he was like, what? And then after that, the phone just hung up. So here you can see that I called Keon and we were on the phone for 2 minutes. So you have to keep in mind, this was my friend, okay? I did not think that he could be capable of anything like this. In my head, I'm just thinking, there's no way in the world he could have did something like this. There's no way in the world. So then a couple of days after that, my mom sends me a screenshot of Keon turning himself in for the kidnapping of Kada. So this is my mom sending me the article, and she was distraught to say the least. And I know she said that he was a random person, but she says this about all my friends. So me and my best friend, we get on the phone and we're talking about the situation. We're just saying how this is just crazy. This is the call of me and her talking about it. Now, this is all happening around the time that I'm taking my midterms. So I'm really just trying to keep my head on the books. And I wasn't really trying to let this stress me out. So I kind of just let it go. You know, he turned himself in. It's not really much to say or do anymore. So a couple days after that, me and my best friend get on the phone and we're basically just, talking about the Kada situation. And she says that she thinks that I should call the cops. So she was basically saying that she thinks that I should call the cops and tell them that Keon was, asking about Kada. Now, at the time in my head, I'm thinking that there was no reason to call the cops. He already turned himself in. And I felt like it would be kind of a waste of time to tell them that the guy that they already have in custody, called me and was asking about the girl. And me personally, I'm not a cop caller. Like, I don't call the cops. That's just the way that I grew up. That's what I was around. They will always tell me, you don't call the cops. So I just felt like, the information that I had and the fact that, I'm just not really a cop caller, it wouldn't make sense for me to call the cops. So then my best friend tells me, well, if you won't call the cops and tell them, then I will. And then she basically tells me that she doesn't want to be friends with me anymore because I won't call the cops. And I told her, that's completely fine. I just don't want any involvement. So then we hung up the phone, and then I believe she called me again with the police on the other line. So you can see, I told her, I'm sorry, I'm not talking to the cops. And yeah, now I can't see how this could be cruel, and I do take accountability for that. So then I'm
gonna pause it right here. Okay, I'm not gonna get tired of saying this. Something's not adding up with her. All right, something's off with this chick. All right, like. So let's break this down. This lady says Keon was her friend, the weed man, all right, too. One day he calls her out of the blue asking about Kada, all right, and she just, talks to him, gives him info. Why? She says she didn't think nothing of it, but why speak on Kada at all? Why hand over details about a young woman you know is vulnerable or know nothing about? And according to her, she knew Kada because her own friend grew up with Kada's little sister. So this wasn't random. This was proximity. This was access. Let's be real. If Keon was your friend, you knew his energy. You knew his history. You knew what kind of man he was. You're telling me you didn't know about the case that he had going in the beginning of 2025? Hmm. You knew what kind of man he was. So don't act like you were neutral. You weren't. You got involved the moment you gave him Kada's info. And now you want to speak up after the damage is done? No, that's not accountability. That's cleanup. We're done letting people play innocent while women get targeted. If you knew something, say it. If you helped own it because silence is complicity and Kada deserved, and Kada deserved better. My bad. Like this. Hmm. What's crazy is this lady says she didn't know Kada was missing because she don't watch the news. Really? A whole young woman goes missing in your city, the city that you're from, but you're not in it now. You're in Maryland, and you don't hear a whisper. It took her best friend to tell her. Okay, let's say that's true. But then what? She calls Keon and gets no response, and that's it. No follow up, no call to the cops, no tip to the family. That's not confusion. That's avoidance. All right. And now we gotta ask: is this the same woman Kata's aunt was talking about? The one who says somebody was bothering her niece? Because if this lady gave Keon info about Kada and Keon had a history and she knew him personally, then yeah, it's looking real familiar. Let's be real. If you knew Keon was asking about Kada, if you gave him info, if you didn't speak up when she went missing, you weren't just a bystander. You were part of the setup. This is why we need accountability, not just for the predator, but for the people who enable him. Silence is complicity, and Kada deserved better. This is messed up. Okay.
A couple of days later after that, I get sent a link on Instagram. And the link was basically my best friend going live, just talking about the situation, saying how I was weird for not going to the cops. And people in the comments were just coming up with their own narratives about the story. And it just got way out of hand and it just spiraled. So you can see somebody sent me the link of the live, and still to this day, I have not watched the full entire live. Then people just started asking, who is Gabby? What's the connection? And, she told people that I was in Maryland for school, and it was just a whole entire thing. So, of course, I was angry and I was confused because what is going on? So I text her, I tell her that, that was weird. And yeah. Then I started seeing posts of people saying that they think that I set Kada up and that why wouldn't I go to the cops and that I was just suspicious and all of this stuff. And this was never the case. So I do end up contacting the authorities after I seen people just making up crazy stuff about me and the situation.
Yo.
They cut me off. They tell me that they already know what's going on.
Hold on. You contact the authorities afterwards? So see, could the best friend have been the one that, called in to give a tip? Could the best friend's live have, sparked up the community, and the community, that's how the community found her? See, the community pays more. The community be sometimes more of a detective than the police themselves. Sometimes these YouTubers be better detectives than the detectives and the police themselves. Because peep what she's saying, yo. Let's go back.
So you can see, I told her, I'm sorry, I'm not talking to the cops. And yeah. Now, I can see how this could be cruel, and I do take accountability for that. So then a couple of days later after that, I get sent a link on Instagram, and the link was basically my best friend going live, just talking about the situation, saying how I was weird for not going to the cops and people in the comments were just coming up with their own narratives about the story, and it just got way out of hand and it just spiraled. So you can see somebody sent me the link of the live, and still to this day, I have not watched the full entire live. Then people just started asking, who is Gabby? What's the connection? And, she told people that I was in Maryland for school, and it was just a whole entire thing. So, of course, I was angry and I was confused because what is going on? So I text her, I tell her that, that was weird. And yeah. Then I started seeing posts of people saying that they think that I set Kada up and that why wouldn't I go to the cops and that I was just suspicious and all of this stuff. And this was never the case. So I do end up contacting the authorities after I seen people just making up crazy stuff about me and the situation. They cut me off. They tell me that they already know what's going on, that they have a close eye on the social media. And they also tell me that my friend did come forth with the information, and they told her that there was nothing that they can do, that the information that she bought them was useless information because they already had Keon in custody, and it was just nothing for them to do with this information. They told me to contact them only if I had anything that could lead to finding Kada, because that is their main priority. Now, I do believe that the person in the live was just kind of taking what I told her and running with it and just spicing it up.
I'm gonna go back a little bit because, I just got interrupted.
And they told her that there was nothing that they can do, that the information that she bought them was useless information because they already had Keon in custody, and it was just nothing for them to do with this information. They told me to contact them only if I had anything that could lead to finding Kada, because that is their main priority. Now, I do believe that the person in the live was just kind of taking what I told her and running with it and just spicing it up to make it seem like something that it wasn't, for, I don't know, maybe views. People were saying that, she was walking around and showing what stores Kada would go to, where she would walk her dog, and just stuff like that. I also
y'all knew Kada. So y'all both knew Kada. Y'all see why I'm saying? Could Kada Scott have been set up? Could this have been the lady that the young lady that the aunt was talking about? All right. Cause it's crazy. Like, if you didn't know her that much, you moved out. You was an ex neighbor at that, right? And it was your your friend that really, y'all didn't really hang with Kada. Y'all hung with the little sister or something like that, right? What gives you any right to give this man any info about Kada just because he asked you about her? Then to top it off, he's the weed man. I don't give a listen. If I know somebody and somebody's asking me about somebody, I'm not gonna give the info up the. Nah. For what? For what? Ask me why you want to know about this person. What's your interest? For what? Why should I give you this information? It's not my business to sit here and give out someone else's business. Now that's me getting involved. She says that she didn't want to get involved, but she got involved the moment she gave Keon her address and information about her. She didn't have no reason to do that. I would not give nobody's information at all. Because, listen, how would I feel if someone gave out my information? I'd be pissed off as hell if someone did that to me.
Our mutual friends come to me, and he told me that she told him that we knew Kada our whole lives and like we grew up with her, which wasn't the case because we grew up with her little sister. Now, I do think that the person in the live was taking what I told them and kind of just running with it and spicing it up to make it seem like it was way bigger than what it was.
Nah.
And I basically think this because I had a mutual friend that came to me and said that she came to them and told them that we knew Kada our whole life and that we grew up with Kada, when that wasn't the case. We grew up with her little sister. My prayers go out to Kada and her family, and I hope that she can make a safe return home.
listen, one of the two did something. I don't know if it was her or the best friend. But one of the two, listen, one of the two spoke up, gave up too much information, but it seems more like her. It seems like she put herself into this, all right? Because, listen, I'm not going to sit here and lie. Right? This is the tip that broke the case, right? Police found Kada's remains behind the abandoned Ada H. Lewis Middle School in Germantown after receiving a very specific tip, right? According to the police. But then we find out, right, that it was the community, right? And if you listen to what she was saying, right, before she called the cops, right? Because why she called the cops so late? After, listen, she called the cops after her best friend went on a live and started, saying, that, how the case was being connected and gave her name out, right? Saying that she was friends with Keon, right? I mean, this shit is crazy because the police didn't find Kada. The community did. That's why I gave a shout out to the Philadelphia community in the beginning of this damn live, right? Like, the tip was strong enough to prompt a full search of the area, which had reportedly been searched before, raising questions about how the community found her and law enforcement didn't. Because the community was paying attention to these videos. All right. It's not confirmed whether the tip came from the neighbor's best friend, but timing and proximity suggests someone close to the situation finally spoke up. And I feel as though, right, that the community was able to find her because they did great detective work. Like, listen, I didn't see these videos. I didn't even know, about the TikTok because I don't have these people on TikTok. I tried searching for that video on TikTok. I couldn't even find it. All right. So shout out to the people that have done their research, all right, that came together and did this, man, because listen, me alone, I wouldn't have figured this shit out for real, for real. All right. So why didn't the neighbor call the cop, right? This lady that says she used to be Kada's neighbor, all right? According to, her breakdown, right? She knew Keon personally. He was her friend. And Weedman gave him info about Kada when he asked. Didn't know Kada was missing until her best friend told her. Called Keon after learning Kada was missing, but got no response, right? And still didn't call the cops. That's not just silence, all right? That's delayed accountability. And shout out to Ratchet TV, all right, for putting that video up before I forget, yo. Like, if it wasn't for Ratchet TV, I wouldn't have been able to see that video, all right? Because I didn't even know that this lady came out and spoke up, all right? Like, listen, if you give someone info about a woman who later goes missing and you know that person has a sketchy past, you don't wait, you report. Why would you? Like, come on, man, this person was her friend. And you're telling me she didn't know nothing about her. He wasn't just her friend, he was the weed man, remember? Huh. Is this the woman that Kada's aunt was talking about? Kada's aunt said someone was bothering her aunt before she disappeared. Kada's father confirmed she was being harassed by phone. If the neighbors gave Keon access and knew Kada through her friend's connection to Kada's sister, then yes, it's possible this is the same woman, all right, the aunt was referring to. The real question is, why stay quiet until it's too late? If you knew something, why not speak up when it mattered? If you connected the dots, why not call the cops? This is why the community, all right, this is why community vigilance, all right, my bad, matters. This is why silence can be deadly. And this is why we need survivor centered policies that hold everyone accountable, not just the predator, but the enablers too. All right. Let me be real. The best friend might have been the tip that broke this case. And if that's true, then the so-called neighbor, she's got some explaining to do because her story don't add up. She says Keon was her friend, says he called asking about Kada, and she gave him info. Then stay quiet, didn't call the cops. didn't warn anybody. But the moment her best friend goes live and start talking, now she wants to call the police, right? The cops. Like, that's not concern. That's cleanup. That's damage control. And let's ask the real question. Why would she set up Kada, a young woman with everything going for her? Was it jealousy? Was it loyalty to Keon? Was it fear? Whatever it was, it doesn't excuse it. Because when you hand a predator access to a woman who ends up missing, you're not just a bystander. You're a part of the setup. So yeah, he should be held accountable because silence is complicity and Kada deserved protection, not betrayal. This shorty should be behind bars. Because what she just did was really, confess. Some might not see it like that, but that was a confession. Is this another one by Ratchet TV? Yep. So let's watch this. And I think this is the best friend, the chick with the piercing in the nose, because I was watching some videos. Shout out to Ratchet TV. I was watching some videos, right, and I seen this chick with the piercing in the nose. I think she was the one leading the search or some shit like that online. So like I said, Kada Scott was set up by this chick that says that she was her neighbor, and the neighbor's best friend is the one that gave the tip online, which led the community to find Kada Scott. Because, believe it or not, listen, like I said, the area was searched by police first, right? They didn't find nothing but a phone case, and her keys, right? And her EBT card, right? Then this lady goes live, right? The community comes out, and I'm guessing somebody in the community was tipping the police, but they didn't get off their asses to do what they had to do. But then, the community comes out, finds it. Then the police comes out again and does the search in the area. That's what I'm saying now, man. That police want to play it off like they did the work. They think they slick, like we don't see through the smoke. Move a little forward so we can hear what they're saying. Cause this is a live, I guess. And I don't know. Is it doing a search on this live? Yep. See
So
this
wait,
chick.
they was digging, they bringing stuff like out of there. Wait, I'm trying to. So they got like a bag and stuff. You see? Wait, I'm trying to make it. Can you
They
see?
in the ditch that I was in. They in the ditch I was in.
Yeah, they got a long shovel. They like bringing like evidence and stuff and putting it on the side and putting it in the brown bag. You see it?
I told you. She told me where to find her at. I told you.
Like that's like a trash bag or something they brung. Like
not coming up. Simple, whoever you is, Corey Henderson Jr., you're about to get your ass blocked.
can y'all see?
What is it?
Yes.
Like how they digging right there. Like they got a shovel. They got like a little bin right there. If you can see.
They putting the remains in there? Oh, God.
No, they bringing like evidence all the way out. They got like a big shovel. They got like something else that went back there.
I can't take this shit.
I can't believe we ain't found her yesterday when we was.
I know, bro. Like we was right there. Like that shit crazy. But
But look, y'all keep saying the king side. Me and the hookah man, we went on the king side. We went under the gate and all that.
This is 6 ABC live.
I think they got that video. I'm not sure. Where did I see that video? I know I saw it somewhere. They was doing the search, the community. I saw the video. Somebody had uploaded that John yesterday.
Y'all can't tell me that help wasn't her. I don't know what the fuck nobody was talking about. That baby said that shit loud.
Sorry, y'all. I had it on pause.
This is not here.
See, you see, like all the evidence they bringing out and putting in the brown paper bag.
Yeah. Damn.
Man, we was all up in there. That's crazy.
All of us was before y'all even got there. We was in there. Then y'all went back up in there. But
The bush, y'all didn't see. Y'all did a wonderful job, y'all just didn't see fellas who walked back here. Y'all just didn't see she was laying behind the bush. That's all. You know what I'm saying? Y'all went back there, y'all checked, y'all did what y'all was supposed to do. Y'all went out there. We got on here today.
So
As
she
soon
was
as
just laying behind the bush. She was laying behind a tree, and was she dug underground? Was she inside? Like, because y'all saying she was laying behind a tree, like that's wrong. She was buried behind a tree.
group, he made anonymous calls. Everybody put their effort in, and all we can say, if this is not her, we just found someone's child. And they said the body looks about a week decomposed.
well, you know what it is. It's like
Yeah, we know what's up. Right.
Yeah, we
It
know
is
what's
her.
up.
It's already
2
been
weeks.
confirmed.
but at this point, you know what I mean? At this point, it's just letting everybody the world know. That's
But
all.
what did I tell you? I told you that she was letting you hear her spirit. She was calling you.
Let me
Regardless
tell
of what
you
her
something.
mom say or anybody say, she was calling you. Her spirit was calling you.
I had to think about
It's
what you were saying.
okay.
Oh,
You
Bray,
gonna
I'm
make me,
so sorry.
you gonna make me cry. Don't do that.
I
Oh my
know,
God.
Bray. Don't like. Oh my God. I'm like so sorry, Bray. And I went through this with my baby dad, like, so I know what you're going through.
It's like a fucking grandma was connected to me. That lady came to me and my son would be fucked up. Like this shit fucked up. Because I hate feel like this sometimes. And it gotta be connected to people I know this shit is
I
fucking
knew
crazy.
it, bro.
So I think this is the best friend. I really think that this is the best friend. She's the one that gave out the tip to the whole community by going live. And this is why that neighbor is mad. But how you mad? You as a woman though, like I don't understand certain women. Like you off like all right. What do you call this, babe? I'm glad you're here. How would you look at it, right? I'm gonna put it like this. I'm not your fiance. I'm not your girl. I'm nothing. You don't know me right now, all right? But I have a friend, right? I'm gonna put it like this. How can I put it? I'm gonna put it like this. How would you look at a woman, right, that sits here? She used to be a neighbor of a chick, right, that she says she knows, but she doesn't really know of her. Knows her. She knows of her. Basically, because y'all used to hang with the little sister, not with her, right? But she knows this dude that's from the community, right? And he's not just her friend. He's the weed man, right? So they have conversations and everything. One day he pops up out of the blue asking her about information about this shorty that she knows of, right? Now she comes up and gives him all the information, name, address, workplace, all that shit. Exactly. Why? Why would you sit here and give this man information about a shorty that you allegedly don't really know? Right? Don't that sound weird?
How you even got all this information?
My point exactly.
If you don't know her, you only know of her. How you got all this information? How you giving out people information without even talking to them? And tell them like, hey, listen, such was asking about you. They want your info. Can I give it to them? Now it's a whole different scenario.
There was a whole mix of people was like, but wasn't she on a date with him? No, she was supposed to go on a date with somebody else. It could have been that she was trying to get weed off of him or something. You see where I'm coming from? That could have been why she stopped. Exactly. But we know the connection now is the point. Before, listen, she didn't speak up until her best friend, the one that claims to be the girls that went missing neighbor, right? She didn't speak up until her best friend went on a social media live and started saying that this is the connection to Kada. Then she wanted to call the cops. And the cops said that they already got a tip from somebody, that they already know what's going on. But here's my thing. Why call after the girl goes live? That's cleanup. You're trying to clean up now and you can't. it's too late for that. You should have did that way before. There you go. But still, it's a cleanup. She's trying to clean everything up right now.
Clean it up. It's already happened and came out. So no longer clean up. It's damage
Like she
control
just did a whole confession. I'm looking at it like
damage control. That's what it is. It's not clean. You can't clean up something that already been found. You can clean up, but it hasn't been found.
That shit is wild. But my question is, what was you hating from Kada? Like she was hating something. Because come on, like you just gave up that information too fast. Like you didn't think of it at the moment. No, then she said she don't watch news, so she didn't even know the girl went missing until her best friend told her. Bullshit. Because now you're in fucking Maryland. Maryland shows the news from Philly too, the same way we get news from Maryland. So don't sit here and tell me that when you see the news in Maryland, you don't see what happens in Philly. That's bullshit. But you knew about her. You don't know of her. You didn't know she was missing, but you knew about her. Isn't that contradictive? People weird. But this lady right here was telling everybody she was. I know that. I don't know. I gotta see. Is it Ratchet TV himself that uploaded the video, or what? Because I know somebody showed that she was going around and people were saying that she was crazy, that she don't know what she's talking about, and they were saying that she was calling herself the auntie. I don't think that she was calling herself the auntie, but this is wild.
Oh, babe, I'm so
It
sorry.
is fucking crazy. Turn my live over for a second.
Go ahead.
He breaking my heart. I knew I was. He killed that girl.
Yeah, that chick set her up, don't
He
you
killed
think?
that girl and buried it right there so that her boyfriend.
Like they keep on trying to like zoom in. Like if
I ain't
that bush wasn't
speculating.
there, you'll be
You
able to
know
see her
it the way she
body.
was talking.
Right here.
He said, "I
Yeah,
don't know
like
nothing." Sound like her
that
dad. I
bush
don't want to
is
get
like
involved,
in
but
the
you got
way.
involved the moment
She
you gave
just
me
laying
info.
out here. That psychic, what that psychic say that was just on here
Bullshit.
earlier? She said she's not in no water. She's laying on the ground.
But what I was trying to get on here earlier when it wasn't
Nah, but
like
on some real shit,
letting me,
give your
it looked
honest
like he
opinion though.
buried her and then put the trash bag
And if
on
that
top
was
of her
me,
because that's what they
if
brung
I
right
was
there, like where
Kada
they
and you was in the search for me,
at
come
like right
on,
there is like a
let's
trash
be
bag and
real.
something
And the
else,
chick came out saying that shit.
like a crate or
Come
something
on, let's be real.
that
You're
they
not gonna
brung
look
out
at it as
first.
an I don't
And
know.
then
Oh
they
no,
went to
bitch,
go
you
get a
snitched on
shovel
yourself. Now I
and then
know.
they started digging some more.
Why would you give this man
It was
my
never
girl
the
info or
eagle.
my little sister
It was
info? You
never
see
the
where I'm coming
eagle.
from?
It was always the crows. It was always
Say, you see them dragging that bag?
Yeah.
her bird was the crows. She seen eagle, but the bird was the crows.
She
Those
snitched on herself
messages
bad. I don't
when death
understand
is
these
around.
people. They say they from the
She knew
streets,
I
they
told you
tough,
that
they this,
psychic
but
lady,
look at what
she
they doing.
good, yo. I'm telling
And
you.
what's
Oh, she's
crazy is
amazing.
that
She is. Because she helped me get my shit together.
innocent people end up paying. I'm not saying that, she's innocent, because I don't know what she is. You see where I'm coming from? But from the looks of it, she wasn't a bad person. We all make mistakes. We all do dumb shit.
Everybody. It's sad when young brothers and sisters lose their lives, especially with over nothing, over anything, because a life is a life at the end of the day. You can't get that back. So what I'm saying is this is right. At the end of the day, somebody never knows what people have done or what people haven't done until the actual facts and details actually come out.
Fact.
It gets hard for them. In my past, I was accused of some shit. You see what I'm saying? Went to jail behind the shit and everything. Court, trial, everything. Came home a free man. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, it was just like I had to wait for the facts and the details to come about and prove my case. And show them, okay, I was in this area, I was in the vicinity. Yes, y'all picked me up or whatever y'all picked me up with, but ballistics didn't match.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying?
And that's another case where innocent men are in jail while the real ones are out here.
You see what I'm saying? So
Because when you look at it, right, I'm gonna put it like this, right? This man was supposed to be behind bars, but they let him walk because of the loopholes and the excuses. And you know what I'm talking about, right? Now they're saying, oh, they're bad. They're trying to give apologies, like an apology is going to fix the fact that Kada went missing because they left the monster on the street with enough proof. Now, right? Me saying that, they had enough evidence to put him away before. You see? Even with this, when it came to the Kada situation, look how the police played the public too, though. Oh, we don't have no video evidence. We don't have this. But now, boom, out of nowhere, bloop, 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 all this evidence out of the weekend, right? They were in that same place.
Because, listen, you gotta understand this one, right? They did it that way, and they fucked up because at the end of the day, not only was Ada Lewis down, wasn't working, wasn't none of that for over the last 10 years, neither was that old home across the street from called Bethesda Court.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So those two places right there is prime areas where anything and everything can happen at because there's no monitorization, no cameras, bushes everywhere.
But see, that's the problem. That's where they lied at. Now they got the cameras. But before there was no cameras.
It wasn't.
But now they have video evidence.
It wasn't because at the end of the day, where did they get the camera from?
That's what I'm saying. Why won't they show it now? They saying they got video evidence that it was him. But in the beginning, they had no cameras. There was no surveillance around that whole. Exactly what you just said.
I can show you the area where.
Oh no, the chick went through it. That's what I'm saying. What I'm saying, I can't go through all these videos because I'll be here like a streamer.
The area myself, like I actually rolled dirt bikes and 4-wheelers in the same area.
You should take me to do a live.
You see what I'm saying? Like,
because that's wild. No, tell me that don't sound suspicious though. Where do police get the evidence from?
How it took for this young lady to lose her life in that area for them to do what they doing, and I saw them doing today. They had massive amount of trucks, sweepers, cleaners, and clippers tearing down trees, trims, bushes, and everything else. That shit should have been done.
So this wouldn't have happened.
This probably would have never happened.
He should have been not walking.
You see what I'm saying?
This wouldn't have happened. It could have been somebody else, but this wouldn't have happened.
Somebody down the street already.
Somebody down the street?
Yeah, people around.
They funny as shit. But yeah, guys, man, let me let this video play a little bit more so y'all can see it, so that y'all can hear what they're saying, because it's unfortunate, man. The police are slacking. Like, I don't care what nobody says. Oh, give them their credit. What credit? It shouldn't have taken the community to go back to the place they searched already to find this body. Let's be real. Shout out to Ratchet TV.
She knew that's what she said. She said that lady weak right there. I'm coming in, DS, tap me in.
I thank her wherever she at. Like,
Bree, I wish I could hug you, Bree.
I know. Now they gotta charge him with murder, so he gonna get recharged again.
It's okay, baby girl.
You know what I mean?
I know. Trust me, I know.
And that was probably that last scream that you heard yesterday.
Yeah, she called like
that was her spirit.
So when I say she came to Khalil with a blue butterfly on his fucking head. We standing outside. He like, why this thing staring at me like it's human or something? And it flew on a fucking tree next to us.
Somebody help him. Help who? Somebody helped him.
Somebody helped him, like,
they did.
Do that to her, yeah.
Can't help. And I think it's that, don't fucking play with me because I think what it is. I think it's that, I'm telling you.
Their boyfriend?
Yeah.
You think the one from she went to Top Golf with?
Yeah.
They might have knew each other, brother. I'm getting he the weed man. He hangs around there. I'm meaning they both felt like she was playing them.
Is it a bench back there behind King?
See, look. Like, if that bush wasn't right there, we would see her body on this live.
Yes. Is it a bench behind here behind King? Like a little chair area you could sit?
It's actually a bunch of benches because it's picnic. You can have cookouts.
Like a green bench. That I ain't accusing that boy, but that boy Ramirez sitting on a bench picture he deleted. And it's a
Well,
back.
I think they stopped going live.
Damn.
Oh no, they didn't.
Damn, somebody. Damn.
Y'all see it? I'm sorry.
Bree, I just want to tell you, you was right. I've been watching you on TikTok when you
Oh
were
God.
saying the spirits was talking to you.
Thank you.
You was right. When everybody was calling you a liar, you was right.
I know who I am, though.
You are very powerful. Very powerful. And I send my love, my prayers.
Thank you. I got to tell my fucking son.
You did good. Yeah. I saw that video too where you were saying that the grandma came to the son and y'all walked that creek. He said, I'm gonna find my cousin. He said he couldn't sleep, he couldn't even work, he couldn't eat. That's what made me want to walk. I walked to Washington Lane train station the other night and I felt that spirit because I was going.
That bitch said she was from New York. That just pissed me off when she said she walked from some train tracks. But you just said you was from New
She
York.
been pissed me off from the last live when she was on here. Like everything she said was
She
irrelevant.
said she came, she lived in New York. She don't know nobody. She came down here and her folks told her about somebody who was selling the car, but now you just walked to Washington Lane. Bitch, get the fuck off my life. I don't play this trolling shit. Fuck off my life. My son ain't come to me all this time he been going. And the first night he come to me, we find her. Get the fuck off my line.
They got gloves and stuff. If that tree wasn't right there, we'll be able to see.
Oh, you know they found her. Oh my God. You just using the dirt. The dirt, the trees, grass back at school.
So that was when they finally found her. That's crazy. So let's go a little forward to see what they say.
Fuck that shit. It's okay. It's okay. That's wrong. That's wrong. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah, he gonna get smart. Did you find her? Bitch, did you find her?
But people got a lot to say. They wasn't out here last night and yesterday when we was out
We
here.
was in the morning time. Put it like that.
Yesterday all day, all night.
And we said that we heard screaming. We told them that we heard fucking screaming.
Why you think that dirt is lifted up right there? Because we was all in there too.
If you go in the back, I'm telling you, we smell.
If you go back there and look at that fresh dirt, you'll see a metal stick back there, a metal pipe.
Who is talking? That's why I'm talking to my sister.
We don't care about that.
Can somebody that's here tap in, please? She's talking too fucking much.
He said, check that whole building. We don't care. He wanted us to get the fuck off the.
Who is that?
I don't know. She been drawing. Who is it? No justice, no peace.
She said, "Fuck the police."
See,
Oh
y'all too
shit!
rowdy, now they kicking y'all off, just like I thought. Magnet. Give my friend magnet. Go ahead. Connie, get up there and talk or something. Because Hookaman is not showing us nothing but people asses and they big ass sneakers.
I'm dead.
Now, I didn't hear enough.
You could tell she from Philly.
Oh my bad, I heard the phone. I forgot the phone was down.
Yes. You see what the fuck? Turn your Wi-Fi off. I need to see. I know you got iPhone. I'm calling. I want to. We get the contact with the city council all this shit.
Seth.
No, for real.
Hold on, y'all.
You got.
I'm gonna find out in a little bit because I'm about to call the medical examiner. Boy, I know.
We don't
That's
have no.
right.
We don't have no
Damn.
We was out here yesterday. What you mean? Somebody gave
This is why the police department right now in Philadelphia is getting a lot of backlash. There was a lot of people in the community searching for Kada Scott in West Philadelphia, yo. And as they should, man. Listen, I'm not mad at them. Because how in the world they pull up and find her in the same area y'all said y'all searched thoroughly? Y'all did not search thoroughly that area. Then y'all want to come and apologize. Y'all want to apologize for letting this monster free, and y'all want to apologize for not finding her the day that y'all searched for her. Come on. How they find her and y'all didn't? That's because they was paying attention to the tips and to the videos that were getting put out there and to everything that was being said.
She has to calm down. She is making the scene high.
They making That's what I was trying to explain to
She
them.
needs to go. I'm about to get somebody to punch her in the face.
Push everybody off the block.
Who come in?
They are. They making people leave.
Yeah, because she's drawn. You can't do that under an investigation.
Who is that? Who come in?
He won't say shit. He's getting on my nerves.
I'm dead. What in the world is going on?
It ain't nothing but a whole bunch of people talking out here. It ain't even like nothing being resolved or said.
Who is that that's yelling, sis?
I think that's your folks. What's her name? Keisha Kasha? The one was up here with us all morning. That's who I think it is.
Excuse me. No, come here for a minute.
I want her to talk to the news people. I need help to get their attention.
Last night, the white shirt we called last night about the abandoned building. Okay. Right here. Okay. The white shirt came. It was already investigators coming there anyway for whatever reason. They didn't tell us.
Right.
The white shirt. The white shirt told us.
Shut the fuck up. I'm tired of her.
Did y'all search the whole school? They told us yes.
Yes. Yep.
They told us how many officers came and everything. Okay. We also asked them, did y'all search back there? And they told us yes. We searched from Hartley to Avenue, from Stanton to Haynes. It's not true, because if it was true, y'all would have found the body back there when y'all searched. And we was just here last night, yesterday, all day. Well, this is not the place to have this argument. It's not an argument. It's a discussion.
I'm listening. You guys seem to have a lot of passion. We're not going to cut the investigation.
Exactly. We understand that part.
That's what we're working on.
But tell us that y'all really searched back there when y'all searched this school.
We did. Okay.
So the body just popped up out of nowhere.
All right. And then we have to do right by this.
I'm about to get the fuck off this live.
So he's trying to say they searched back there and the body just popped up from nowhere.
I thought it was.
All right.
Do too much.
That's what I'm saying. Like, yo, what in the world is going on with these officers? Let's be real, yo. Like, what the fuck? Yo. Let's be real. I'm saying it again. Yo, the best friend might have been the tip that broke this case. And if that's true, the so-called neighbor, she's got a lot of explaining to do, y'all.
Oh wow. Oh wow.
What happened? What they cut?
You got a card?
They're about to sign the investigator, but they trying to insinuate like somebody came out here and moved the body.
Oh wow.
What the fuck we been said? What did we say?
Yep.
They put that body there. We know what the fuck we was talking about.
So could that body have been? Listen, if y'all heard the neighbor earlier, right, when the neighbor was talking, she had called Keon, right, to find out if it was true that Kada was missing, right, and then allegedly Keon said what, hung up on her, right, And she called him again and got no response from him. Boom. Then, she comes, talks to the best friend. The best friend, tells her she don't want to be her friend no more. And then ends up doing that live, and boom, now we're finding Kada. Hold on one second, baby. This shit is crazy. Something not adding up, y'all. I'm telling y'all, my bad. I had to, tell my daughter how to spell something real quick. But yeah, like I was saying, that neighbor knew a little too much about Kada. That neighbor really knew a lot about Kada.
It's all come out. Is that dirt dug up back there? No. He got locked up. He got locked up. Wasn't it? They said the body's been there for 2 weeks. So no, the body.
They said the body been there for 2 weeks.
And she been missing for 2 weeks.
He killed her there.
Listen, she been missing for 2 weeks, all right? And allegedly, they were saying that the body looked like it was, like a week decomposed in one of the videos, or was it here earlier? I'm not sure. All right. But she has been missing for 2 weeks. And it was crazy. I think that he moved the body when the neighbor called him. And he turned himself in. But then, confessed to nothing. That's why I was confused. Like, why would you turn yourself in and not confess to nothing? What was the whole point of turning yourself in? And what's crazy is that the police had, a suspect in custody, but no body. But now we got the body. And that wasn't where she was unalived.
He said that they was out there last Wednesday. The cops was supposed. Okay, she got the video. The cops last Wednesday. So if he's been locked up and people out here today, that means somebody else moved that body.
Oh, no.
Girl, every Wednesday. You get what I'm saying? And we were sharing yesterday.
Girl.
Man, you're probably just defined it yesterday.
They got the last Wednesday. The whole been there almost 2 weeks. And they was out last Wednesday. And he got locked up Tuesday. That means
they keep saying Mama Randy powerful.
They never they didn't go back there. And they did not go back there because there's too much words. Like they didn't go to Ada Lee. They said they had 35 times.
It's not too much work. It just wasn't thorough.
It wasn't thorough.
That's a fact. See, they were searching, but like I was saying earlier, they were slacking. They did not search thoroughly around there. They did not.
They said they had 35 cops to go to Lewis with the thing. And like I told him, I said, he's a fucking liar. He said, this is fucking Keon's brother. He just said this is his brother. What I tell you?
Okay.
Oh, wow.
We're
not on here.
This the bull from last night, y'all. Somebody screenshot this.
Who is he? Who is that bull?
I'm gonna call you. Wait, hold on. Excuse me.
It's confirmed that it's her.
Yeah, they
I
can't
don't
do
want to
nothing.
see nobody videos.
No, don't waste your time, bro. Don't waste your time.
No. Family got a lawsuit against it put up. But last night,
It's confirmed that it's her.
don't hear his manager of the building right there, and they said, yeah.
Bless you. That's fine.
They just
Yeah,
said
that's
he
fine.
is. Clear though. Not Dr. He is
Oh my God, the boy brother was there yesterday while they were searching.
Remember last night?
You knew it though? I know I keep security. So yeah, that's him.
And we find out if he was the building manager or not. He said, oh yeah, he did.
Yes.
With the light.
Yes. Remember the one that you got the video. Because we can't. He did come.
Beyonce.
And it had a van the first time. And remember that white van? No. Remember that white van that came and took a picture and then pulled off?
So she was over there the whole fucking time. So she was over there the whole time.
You got 2 minutes?
That girl that just took the video with the van.
God is same man that we talking about. He changed his clothes twice. And I got the video. I got it on the picture. He changed it twice. When I told the detective yesterday, I got it all in the report. I said, it's definitely not making sense. So y'all talking about where the grass is hot.
It was it was a white van, and it was an older gentleman, middle-aged gentleman driving this way. That van right there. And he drove past.
So did he do this alone? Did he have an accomplice? Was somebody helping him? This is crazy. Like, are they trying to point someone else, that was around that area that could have had something to do with this too?
Twice last night.
Because it was in the daytime and it was in like
at night. He came right here, literally right here, and stopped and drove the driving that way. And if he came back, he came this way.
The brother was back there watching them the whole fucking time. The cousin and that bitch, the cousin been watching my live, so I'm giving up her name too, bitch, because Preston been telling them to
The
go
brother?
out there.
So who was it? His brother could have gave the tip? How did the brother know? That's crazy. His own brother snitched.
We found you, girl.
They found her name.
No, she's not it.
No, she ain't in there. She in that anyway. She going out in the video. That's what she gonna be in that anyway.
Damn.
Everybody screaming with their different opinions, but they wasn't out here last night when we was out here. They didn't ask the questions that we asked, and they didn't get a response that we got.
But it's evidence too, because people already live into that shit.
So they heard somebody going live and say it. So see, I'm saying the community got their tips from the videos, from people going live and talking, like the chick did on the previous video that I just showed y'all.
Everything.
Mm.
Every videos, all of them.
They lied.
Me?
You know what?
Yeah, mama keep saying that.
You know what? Don't worry, talk to them tomorrow. We're gonna talk to the media, and then the family got a lawsuit against the city of Philadelphia because they didn't do what they supposed to have did, and they lied
Once
to
again.
us, saying they did certain stuff and they didn't do it. And it came from a white shirt.
Ooh, the commissioner? Wait, the commissioner's the white shirt, right, babe? The white shirts are the commissioners?
Different white shirts. Yeah, lieutenant,
Right, damn.
So it depends. We even got some sergeants that wear white shirts.
DS.
Yes.
Let me tell you what happened last night. Last night when we were searching, we went to the nursing home across the street, the abandoned nursing home.
Okay.
When I pulled up, it was a guy that was acting suspicious and was like, he's the building manager. So I was like, well, where the guy at? You know what I mean? Is y'all females? It was probably like one of the guys or whatever that pulled up after me. So where he at? I said, it's like 60 y'all females and there's one of me. We could fuck both up if need be. So we searching around the building. We didn't see nothing or whatever. Long story short, we end up going back over there and we end up gaining access in the building. Then the alarm went off, so everybody ran. And then like an hour later, an investigator in a black unmarked car, Jeep, pulled up. We all standing out there and we asked them what was going on, X, Y, and Z. Then he called for some other patrol cars. Like 4 or 5 other cars came. They went in there, they searched, they came back outside. They said we didn't find nothing. Cool. In between, one of the girls found a lip gloss, a small black and silver mace case that was on a ghetto-looking type string. So they gave it to me. I had gloves on. I called 911. I told them to ask 14C, which was the white shirt car that he was in. They called it 14 Charlie, to come outside to retrieve what we found. That could possibly be hers. We gave it to him.
So he was the first person at the scene to, well, not really. Him and 6 other women were the one that found the body. This is the actual person that was there first. And that's why there's so much backlash towards the police right now. I ain't gonna sit here and lie, man. Listen, I'm not defending them. We got some good police officers out here, but the way I've seen the majority of them, they nothing but assholes. So I'm not defending them. I get why the public is coming at them, yo. Do your job. All right, that's all y'all gotta do. Just do your job. Like I don't understand why a lot of them become officers if they don't really want to do this. They don't want to do the searches. They don't want to protect and serve. Like, why do y'all get in this field for if y'all want to be, mad all day or take out whatever happens with a case or somebody in, your personal life on your partners or people in the public? What's the point? Go find a job that you're happy in. I keep forgetting a lot of them go, get behind a badge so they can use it, as power. I keep forgetting that.
We walked away, we came back, and we started asking questions. So the guy that was acting suspicious arrived with his change of clothes. No white. He came out of nowhere. Had on shorts. The cops took him back there and was back there about 15 minutes. I asked the white shirt, did y'all clear him from being the building manager? And they said, yes, he's the building manager. But the in-between time, it's a fucking deer.
A deer? A deer.
Y'all, it's a deer.
Here she go.
That's a deer. That's a deer.
You do. Ah, baby.
Man. So, I lost my train of thought. So they took a picture of the guy, right? So some girls was out there, some of them out here now, was like, he looked familiar. He looked like the brother. They was like, no, that's not his brother. Look at his mom. We did the Google search. They did the Google search, all the stuff like that. So it was said that he looked like the bull. And then they pulled the bull up. And it was like, no, he don't look like the bull. So just now, somebody supposed to have confirmed that the building manager, so-called, yesterday is related to Keon.
Oh,
supposedly.
Shit. So the building, man, that's crazy. So it's confirmed that the building manager is related to Keon. That's wild.
It said just now. And if that is the case, and if that's true and accurate, then I truly believe that the family got a lawsuit against the city of Philadelphia for one, because we asked, did y'all search the whole school? They said yes. They said we searched the school and the back of the school.
They said the FBI and everything was out there.
Yep. He said that we got some nice people working on this case more than we have or had if a Philadelphia cop got killed.
Damn.
Man, this is just sad. All right, I'm gonna leave that right there. Shout out to Ratchet TV for putting that up. Man, this is wild. So let's listen to what she gotta say. This is gonna be the last video I play, and I'm not even gonna play it all because we've already seen the majority of all this. I just want y'all to see this little portion and what she says.
Where the fuck is Kada Scott at? Where is she at? We're gonna go over this case together. I'm from Philadelphia, so this definitely hits home for me. We're gonna talk about something. When I first heard about this, right? I asked my baby dad, I said, did you hear about this girl missing? He said no. I told him, he was like, well, what makes her case so special? Like, why is she all over the news? Is she a missing person?
I mean, a lot of
Now
people
I
are
think about
saying
it
that.
like, you're right. It's so many missing black girls. Why did she get all this media attention, right? I'm scrolling on TikTok, no bullshit. You really can't make this shit up. And you got to connect the dots. When it's messages, it's for a reason. I'm scrolling on TikTok and I see somebody say, everybody trying to figure out why this girl's missing, why she gets so much media attention when a whole bunch of black girls go missing. It's because she went missing at her fucking job. That is.
I mean, it is because it's crazy. Like, yo, she went missing straight from the facility, car left behind, and everything. So yeah, a lot of people, this went viral because of that. If she would have went missing, in the street and nobody would have seen, man, it would have took a minute for anybody to even notice what happened.
Is exactly why. You wanna know why? They trying to figure out why the fuck she clocked out early where she's at. That's crazy. 2, I also see them have like do a little press. You know how they talk to like reporters and they got a little podium and they answer questions and stuff about the case. This man said the last person to see her alive was her mother. But then turn around and say she left from her overnight job. Her car is in the parking lot. Her phone is at the job. She never left the job. And she got off. She clocked out a little bit early. She did an overnight shift. I think they said she worked from either 11 to 6 or something like this, an overnight shift. This is what fucked me up. When I heard that man say her mother was the last person to see her alive, I said, how was that possible if she worked at an overnight shift as a nurse?
That's a fact. Her co-workers were the last person to see her alive. But people don't know how to put the news out there. I'm not gonna sit here and lie, because in reality, it's her co-workers.
She interacted with patients, other people that work with her. Security are pretty sure at this building. It's no way her mother was the last person to see her alive. That don't even make no motherfucking sense unless the mom work at the job. And then I just heard a TikTok from another woman saying, not only did the police start searching for her, reported her missing on the 10th, she's been missing since the 4th of October.
Exactly.
They reported her missing like 5 or 6 days later. Today is the 13th. I don't know if I'm I'm pretty sure I'm not the only one that live in, like a female that live in Philly. Whether you don't live in Philly or not, I wake up like, damn, is there any updates on this girl? It's no fucking updates. Besides that they searched some land. It was 57 acres of land. They searched everywhere. They couldn't find anything. I know for a motherfucking fact, I watch too much true crime. I listen to too much podcasts of true crime. I watch too much documentaries. I have life experience. I'm 30 years old. This ain't some shit they need to, like, do we need the gang? Do we need the Scooby gang to come figure this shit out?
I'm
it's
dead.
Somebody at that motherfucking job, for sure. How long she been?
No. See, so I'm glad we finally found her. I'm glad we found the videos, right? And I wanted y'all to see this, right? Because it is so many videos like this surfacing of people just finding out of what's happening to Kada Scott, right? But the problem was, like I said, the gaslighting of the police, all right, the gaslighting of social media, all of that had parts. So listen, the frustration was getting big. She's found, but like I said, I don't think that Keon did this alone. All right, I feel as though that the shorty was set up, but we're not gonna know until we get more information. All right, like I just showed y'all, the neighbor came on TikTok. All right, I feel as though that was a confession in a way. All right, because she didn't even come up to the police until after her best friend did that live. So in a way, to me, this feels like a setup. I don't know what y'all think. All right, this does hit close to home, right? Like I said earlier, it makes me want to talk about the policies, how we got to change these outdated policies, right? So that when women go missing, we're able to find them. With all this technology they got, right? It is never around when black and brown women go missing, right? In neighborhoods of poverty, right? So yes, for me, I feel as though we need to aim towards changing these policies. But guys, that's all the update that I wanted to give y'all, man. I'm gonna see y'all on my next live. Leave y'all comments down below. Let us shorty know what y'all think and how y'all feel. All right, let's get the discussion started. Do y'all believe that Keon did this alone? Did he just do this because he was a psychopath? Or do y'all feel as though that Kada Scott was set up by an ex neighbor that had some type of jealousy towards Kada Scott?